I'm Joe Naglowski from the Obesity Action Coalition, and you're watching the Weight Loss Surgery Channel.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Chef Dave with Eating Right Every Bite with the Weight Loss Surgery Channel. And I'm gonna show you how to whip up an omelet for two. Here we go. It's quite a simple task, but I wanna show you over by the stove how to create the perfect omelet. But before we do that, I need to get the ingredients ready. That's called mise en place, everything in its place. So I'm gonna get my bowl, and because this is for two, as a surprise for the lady upstairs, we're gonna make 4 egg omelets. That's 2 each. So here's one. We're gonna just do 3 more here quickly. And the last one. And I'm gonna grab my whisk. Just gonna whisk these up real quick. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, a pinch. A little bit of cracked black pepper. I really do like these cracked black pepper seasoning jars like this. It's really awesome. Stir. Perfect. Now, this omelet is gonna have today, because I had some chicken left over from a couple of days ago that's been cut up, but I just didn't use for my sauté that I made. I also have some shredded cheddar cheese, some peppers, and some onions, and a little bit of jalapeno just for a little tiny bite. And of course, I always like to cook my eggs in butter. So let me just grab a tray over here and get everything over here to the stove. Got my chicken, my cheeses, peppers, jalapeno, butter, and of course, can't forget plastic spatula. Okay, get my pan hot. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of butter. Let it start melting down. The key to omelet making is you want to make sure that you cook your vegetables first and just put the cheese in the middle. So we're going to cook our vegetables and our chicken and get those things cooked first. So we got our butter, all nice and brown and toasty. Has a really nice nutty flavor to it, exactly what I'm looking for. We're going to add our onion, some bell pepper, and let's add just a few strips of this chicken breast here. We're gonna saute this. We're gonna saute this for about a minute and a half, just until the chicken's cooked through. I'm gonna turn my stovetop up to right at about medium high, just to make the omelet cook a little quicker. And I don't want to forget the jalapenos. The smells coming from this omelet are just incredible. You can smell the jalapeno, you can smell the butter. Of course, the onions and the bell pepper don't hurt either. It's just really good. And our chicken, because I cut it up thin enough, it's almost ready to go. As a tip, if you already have chicken that was used from the night before last and was already cooked, I would just add it in after the vegetables were sauteed. So you don't always have to start with raw meat, but if you do, make sure it's started with the vegetables. If it's not raw and it's already cooked, just add it just after the vegetables are cooked. This is perfect. I'm now gonna take my eggs, I'm gonna put them right over the top of these ingredients. Perfect. Now this is the steps you want to take close attention to, because this is where your omelets will turn out either great or not so great. So what I'm going to start showing you is how to actually pull the egg from the inside to the outside so that your omelet stays nice and round and doesn't turn into scrambled eggs. So you're going to take your rubber spatula and you're going to start scraping the edges just like this. And you're going to pull the cooked egg from the outside of the pan to the inside of the pan, but slowly pulling it in. Slowly pulling it in. You don't ever want to rush an omelet. You want to give it as much time as it takes for the omelet to go from loose to being more firm. And what happens is most people tend to rush them, and so they turn into scrambled eggs. So be patient, take a deep breath, and know that at some point, these eggs are going to be nice and just omelet-like, exactly what you're looking for. Pulling the egg from the side. I'm now tilting the pan as I'm pulling the cooked egg in so that this egg will actually come and fill in where I'm pulling away from. It's working perfect. As you can see, the egg is starting to dry up on the top. It's still a little loose, but that's what you want. You want to make sure that the egg is still a little loose, but you want to start drying it off by just tilting the skillet, just like I've been doing for the last minute, getting all that looseness right over to the edge. And this is the time that you want to either get a plastic spatula, a pancake turner like this, and you can pick it up, and you can turn it. Or in my case, because it just goes a little faster, I'm actually going to just lift this up. I'm actually going to flip this omelet right over. Perfect. And we're going to take our cheese and add it right to the center of this. And by flipping this over, what happens is the raw egg that was on top, just a little bit of raw egg, is now being cooked. And I bet you by the time I get this from here to over to my plate, it'll be ready. I'm also going to turn my stove off to make sure that I don't forget for later. And lastly, I'm going to take some of this cheddar cheese to top it off. Let's bring this over here to our plate. This looks really good. I love this. Take this over here. I'm going to put it halfway to the plate, and you're going to use your pan to do the rest of the work. A perfect omelet every time. And then of course, you can't go wrong. Let's add a little bit of cheddar cheese on the top of this. And just for a little extra special touch, let's add some of this red bell pepper confetti. All right, well, these are two of my favorite breakfast in bed treats, good and good for me. I'm going to take these upstairs to surprise the missus. I'll see you next time on the Weight Loss Surgery Channel's Eating Right Every Bite. I'm Chef Dave reminding you to cook smart. I'm gonna need 2 forks for this one.